Hi guys, welcome back to another TGF video review. Today we have this mouse here. It's a gaming mouse from eSPORTS by Thermaltake. It's the Saphira mouse there, as you can see on the front. Alright, so we have a function lock button. We'll just go over some brief things on there. Function lock button, 3500 DPI and onboard memory. I believe this DPI is switchable in game with the software. Let's just open this up. Nice casing, you can see the mouse from the front, and we've got some more info on there. I'll just quickly go to the back before I read that. Alright, as you can see, it's as most of these TteSports products are, they are sponsored by someone who uses this gear, and it's just a quick little blurb of what they say about it. So this guy here is a StarCraft 2 player from Ukraine, and he uses this mouse. Alright. Over to some of the features here. So it has a LED indicator on the side, so it's got 4 DPI levels, so you can go from 1 to 4 and it'll just change the LED going by which one you're on. Okay, we have side buttons. They can be either forward or back or whatever you choose. It's got a rubber grip on the side, which is good. We have the logo that lights up on the sort of top back of the mouse. Okay, going down, we can store up to 25 macro keys within 5 game profiles, so it's got onboard memory. We'll go through that later on with the software. Function lock button, which is handy as it disables the function side button, so it actually stops you from accidentally clicking them if you're in an intense game or something. There's also a weight design in there. The weights, we'll go over the weights later, but I think it's got about 5 or 6 small weights in there, and I think they're 4.5 grams each. On the fly, DPI changing, so you can scale it from anywhere from 1 to 3500. So your first DPI setting could be 200, the next one could be 800, then 1000, then say 1500, or you could even go higher. And then there's the software down there, which we'll go into later on. So I'll just open this up now, and we'll see what it looks like. I actually have used one of these mice before, and I think for the cost of these mice, they are a great little mouse. You get a bag there, so that's just a little nylon sort of foam bag to protect it if you're taking it to LAN parties and that. Okay, let's see how easy I can get this here. Yes, that's it there, that's just packaging. Okay, so that's it there. It's got a really nice feel to it. It's like not a real shiny gloss like some mice are. It's just got a little bit of gloss, but it's on places that you're never going to touch, except for those little 2 buttons, which are okay. And then underneath, you've got your DPI, your function lock. That's the sort of compartment for your weights. Actually, sorry, there's the function lock on that side. It's actually a switch you move up and down, and there's the profile button there, and that is the polling rate there. So you can do this with the software as well, but you don't have to install the software. You can set it up and store it on the mouse. Okay, I'll just unwind this now. If you just want to take a shot on the screen over there, if you want to pause your video when you're watching that, you can see everything that this mouse can do. Alright, so it's got a pretty long cable. I'd say that's 1.5 meters. As you can see, a nice long cable. It's nicely braided. I don't know if you can get a shot on that. It's not an overly really thick braid, it's not a stiff braid, it's nicely done. Okay, so we'll just go over the weights on this mouse. We'll just go, there's the scroller, clickable. It's got a nice sort of grip pattern to it, if you can see that. We'll light that up later and go through it. I'll just flip it over. I'll show these weights. So that just opens up, and it's actually nice how all the weights can come out in a nice little sort of rubberized compartment. So they're 4.5, and then you just add them all, or you can take them out one by one to increase or decrease the weights. Alright, that's pretty much that on the aesthetics of the mouse. We'll just hook this up to a system, install the software, and we'll be straight back. Alright guys, as you can see now, we've got the mouse plugged into our system. So this is it with it lit up. It might be hard to pick it up there, but it's just a nice red, pretty much the same colour as their logo. Okay, if you look up on the screen, I've installed the software. We fire it up, and that's it there. Let me see, yeah, that looks good. So pretty straightforward. So it is movable, which is good. So we have the layout of the mouse, so if you click each button, it then highlights the key assignments. You can do like a launch a program, a single key, you can do macros and that. So the other key can do that, and you just click each one to go through the clock just to set each one up. And then along the top, we have our different profiles. So you pretty much get the mouse another 5 times, so you can set this up for one game, next profile, another game, next profile, another game, and so forth. And then you can either change the profiles in the software or just click the buttons on the bottom of the mouse, which we saw before up there. Okay, so we've got macro keys you can assign, so you can go to some advanced keys. You can set delay time, so if you want to set a command or something in a game or something, you can do that. What else do we have? Light option, which I think is good. A lot of mice these days, they sometimes lack the option to turn the lights on and off, so we click on that, simple off, on. So I'll turn them both off and I'll show you what they're like. So it's both off, so straight away they're off. I can go on and they're back on like that. So that works well. We just hit OK. And we have performance, so this is probably the main part you want to look at. So we have DPI level, so at level 1 we're at 400. Drag this level 2, 800, level 3, 1200, and then level 4, 3500, and I can just simply drag this to what I want for each DPI level. So as you can see, that is really high, and I'm struggling to grab that again. So if we go back down, and we can just, and if you notice down below on the screen, it actually comes up in a nice big, tells you what level, and this also corresponds to when you're changing the buttons on the bottom of the on the mouse. It comes up on a nice big red. Maybe in my opinion it is nice, but it might just be a fraction too big if you're playing a game. It sort of covers a bit of the screen, but it doesn't sort of stay up for too long. And then we have your polling rate down below, so 125, 500 or 1000 hertz there. So we can just do OK. Oh, some more things here. You got double click speed, which is pretty important, cursor speed, and then your scroll speed, which is good. So we hit OK to that. And if you just look at the screen and I hit apply, you can see it's loading. And now that is now saved that to profile 1. So I can now plug this mouse into another PC, and I now know that those settings are saved on the mouse. So that's pretty much it for this mouse. I've been using one of these mice for about 6 months now, and I say for the price, I believe they're under $60. You get weights, you get a bag, you get ledge you can turn on and off. 3500 DPI for I think is enough. There are mice which are like 6,000, 8,000, and that's just crazy. 3500 is fine. And yeah, I've been using this for 6 months, and it is probably the comfiest mouse I have used. The only thing they maybe could have done is put the buttons on the side, but I guess that's a personal choice, because if you're only changing your DPI before the game, it probably might be a good thing that they aren't on the side, because some mice jam too many buttons around the side of the mouse and you can click them while in the game. So, but yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.